Hey, it's Melissa. Here's my $100,000 stock experiment, 2023, week 4. The Melissa method is my attempt to implement the CanSlim trading methodology developed by William O'Neill. I'm trading in my own retirement account and don't have any tax implications on my trades to consider. It's real money. This is my video diary sharing my stock journey. Help me celebrate my successes and learn from my mistakes. But this is not an endorsement to purchase any stocks that I've bought or to buy stocks in general. According to the IBD at investors.com, the market is in a confirmed uptrend. We continue to have more new highs than new lows. As you can see, all of January has been green, more new highs than new lows on both the NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. And Steve Sweat's window of opportunity is still open. The S&P 500 index closed the week up 2.5%. I drew this new yellow line at 4,080. The S&P 500 has shown support and resistance at this point in the past. Let's see if it can get and stay above this line. The NASDAQ closed this week above the 200-day simple moving average, that white diagonal line. I drew a yellow line on this chart as well at 11,500. This is so I can monitor if this index stays above this line or not. There isn't anything special about the line or exactly where I put it. It just serves as a visual indicator of where I want to see the index close above. I had no sells this week, but I did make 4 new purchases. I made a B3 in Apple, and I made a B1, 2, and 3 in CBAY Therapeutics. I think that's how you say it. CBAY Therapeutics, stock symbol CBAY. I made 3 purchases in this stock. Right now I'm down on all 3. I've held my B1 for 3 days and I'm down 0.6%. I've held my B2 and my B3 for 2 days. One of them I'm down 2.5% and the other one I'm at 4.9% loss. I love seeing the increased volume in this stock. Down at the bottom you can see the volume section, and I have the red box that has very low volume, and then in the orange box all of a sudden that volume picked up. I really should have bought this stock in that aqua box at number 1, and I'm pointing with the arrow. The aqua arrow is actually the day that I think I should have purchased it when it jumped out of this, but I did not purchase it then. I purchased it up where that red arrow is. CBAY did have a big price swing of over 8% on Thursday. Friday, the swing wasn't quite so much, as the entire range of Friday was contained within Thursday's range. We call that an inside day, which is constructive, but Friday the stock closed around the lower end of the day, which isn't good. We'll see what next week brings. I have floors set at 744, 754, and 764. You might ask why I bought an $8 stock like CBAY. Well, I'm a sucker for an $8 to $10 stock, typically biotech, that appear to have increasing volume. I captured a 390% gain with a stock called Tandem, stock symbol TNDM, from May to September 2018. I held it 20 weeks with an average weekly gain of 19.5%. This steep acceleration shown by the green arrow is the gain I'm trying to capture on stocks and then get out when they start going down or sideways, shown by the red arrow. Look at the corresponding increasing volume shown at the bottom. Tandem continued to go up and eventually had an all-time high of 155.86 the week of December 31st, 2021, but it didn't have another period of steep acceleration like it did in 2018, shown in the yellow highlight on the left-hand side. Caterpillar, stock symbol CAT. Caterpillar was up almost 6% for the week. I have 3 buys in Caterpillar. My B1 I've held for 4 weeks and 4 days, and it's up 9.4%. My B2 I've held for 3 weeks, and it's up 6.3%. My B3 I've held for 2 weeks and 2 days, and it's up 4.3%. Caterpillar has earnings on Tuesday, January 31st, before the market opens. I have this rule not to let a double-digit gain turn into a loss. My B1 is just below a 10% gain, but I still move my floor up to 1% above my purchase price to $244.15. I used the 31-day exponential moving average for my B2 floor and the low of the week for my B3 floor. Apple, stock symbol AAPL. Apple was up 5.9% for the week. Earnings are Thursday, February 2nd, after the market closes. I have 3 buys in Apple. My B1 I've held for 2 weeks and 2 days and it's up 9.3%. My B2 I've held a week and 4 days and it's up 6.9%. And my B3 I just made this week and I've held it for the 3 days and it's up 4.8%. The low of this week was 139.60. I set my B3 floor near this low and used the 31-day exponential moving average and the 16-day simple moving average as floors for my B1 and my B2. United Rentals Inc., stock symbol URI. United Rentals had a great week. It was up over 13%. It gapped up on Thursday after earnings and had a 10% jump that day. I have 2 buys in United Rentals. The first one I've held for 3 weeks and a day and it's up 16.3%. My B2 I've held for 3 weeks and it's up 13.5%. I moved my floor for my B2 to the 8-day simple moving average and my B1 floor is slightly below that at 397.35, which is right around the high before the gap up. NVDA, stock symbol NVDA. NVIDIA crossed over $200 this week and the moving average lines are stacked in the right order with the white 200-day simple moving average on the bottom, then the red 50-day line, followed by the light blue 31-day exponential moving average, the green 16-day simple moving average, and finally the pink 8-day simple moving average is on the top. NVIDIA had a great week, up over 14%. I have 3 buys in NVIDIA. My B1 I've held for 2 weeks and 4 days and I have a 29.7% gain. My B2 I've held for 2 weeks and 2 days and it's up 26.5%. And my B3 I've held for 2 weeks and 2 days also and it's up 23.6%. I've moved my floors to a 10% gain on all 3 buys. I'd be super disappointed if the stock fell this much and I let my big gain get away. But the floor is a safety net and not where I'm planning on selling. The current holding bar chart shows a bar for each week or portion of a week I've held the stock. So over on the left-hand side, Apple in red, I've had those 3 weeks. I have a dashed black line. That's my $10,000 purchase amount. I have a solid yellow line at 9,200. That's my 8% maximum floor. And I have a dashed green line at 12,500. That's my 25% profit target. I'm super excited to see that one of my stocks had hit the profit gold. NVIDIA did this in just 3 weeks. You can see that in the aqua color. Since NVIDIA got to the 25% profit goal so quickly, I'll try to hold for at least 8 weeks, but I'll keep an eye on this stock and will sell if it takes a big downturn. In the middle there, CBAY in the pink, you can see I have a slight loss on that. My industry and sector breakdown shows that I'm most heavily invested in the chip sector with NVIDIA. I have $25,456 invested there. I also have a big position in telecom with Apple, followed by the machinery and construction and mining with Caterpillar. I have just under $3 grand in cash, which is shown on the right-hand side in green. My weekly percentage change chart shows the weekly change of each of my holdings. Each box represents 1 week or portion of a week that I've held the stock. And my most recent one is on the left-hand side. So you read it with the symbol and then the current week's what my holding was, 128, and then the next week to the right is from 121. I want all my stocks to be beating the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. This week, my only losing stock was CBAY, down 0.6%. Next in line, the S&P 500 was up 2.5%, followed by NASDAQ up 4.3%. Both Apple and Caterpillar were up 5.9%, followed by United Rentals up 13.1%, and on the bottom, NVIDIA up a whopping 14.2%. My performance comparison in the blue over on the left-hand side is the S&P 500, It had a weekly change of 2.5%, and year to date it's at 6%. The NASDAQ in aqua in the middle, it went up 4.3% this week and has 11% year to date change. That's amazing. And the Melissa method, I had a great week at 7.1% weekly gain and 9.4% for year to date. The benchmark shows the Melissa method overtook the S&P 500 this week, but I have a little ways to go to surpass the NASDAQ. This is just a summary of each of my holdings. I have a column with my total gain and loss, the difference between last week and this week, and then what my gain was last week. In the top section, I have my holdings that I held last week and still hold this week. I had a gain of $7,455. The second section, I've had my new stocks. So whether I've sold them or not, I have a $217 loss in stocks that I bought this week, and I didn't have any sales. So I had a pretty nice week. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next episode, or better yet, subscribe to my channel, The Melissa Method. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want an alert when I post a new episode.